Nelson Sobral é um artista multifacetado. Um fabuloso vocalista e instrumentalista, Nelson partilha também uma enorme paixão pelo Jiu Jitsu e Thai Boxing, sendo proprietário da Rain Martial Arts, uma academia situada na cidade de Toronto. Um verdadeiro aficionado pela música, Nelson tenta encontrar o equilíbrio entre a sua carreira artística, as artes marciais e a sua família.
Yeah, I was always into music since I was a kid. It was that's just what I naturally gravitated towards. As soon as I was able to pick up a guitar or afford one or have my parents get me one, and it's been a lifelong thing. It's one of the passions that run throughout my life, along with martial arts, and it's one I still pursue. It'll be till I can't walk anymore, till the wheels fall off. It's gonna play forever and make music. I would say rock and roll music, but that's how it used to be described. Nowadays, the term they use is Americana. Americana denotes a bit more like traditional style kind of music, so rock and roll, soul, roots music, that kind of stuff. But back in the day, they just used to call it rock and roll.
Nelson destaca a sua maior inspiração na sua carreira musical, a sua família, destacando a importância do seu apoio para tornar o seu sonho realidade.
My full family is everything, right? So, if you don't have that support thing behind you, it's hard to, it makes it a lot harder to carry on following your passions, right? It's a little challenging to play live, a couple nights a week like I do, but we have a supportive team here. Everyone I support my wife in her endeavors and vice versa, and we try to make it work.
O artista explica algumas das características que tornam alguns concertos verdadeiramente inesquecíveis, da energia do público à emoção que sente em palco.
Connecting with the audience is super important. It's sometimes it'll be half empty and there's 2 or 3 people you connect with, and that makes it really special. But sometimes a room is just on the same wavelength, same vibe, same energy. Because if there's no connection, then you're just playing songs. Might as well play to the wall, right? But if you connect with people, you can feel that energy, it's reciprocal. That's what makes any show magic, right? It doesn't matter about the light show or about this or that. Obviously it's got to sound good. You got to feel that, right, from the first get-go. But that connection with the audience has to be there. And if we don't have it, doesn't matter how well you play, it just kind of falls flat.
Nelson revela os projetos que está a planear lançar brevemente, incluindo 2 singles, um intitulado Love is a Fool's Game.
I got a single coming out before the end of the year. It's getting mixed right now, and it should be out before the end of the year. I can't give you a date right now because I haven't had the mix yet back. Yeah, the song's called Love is a Fool's Game. Love is a Fool's Game is the tag, but the tag is you gotta play or you'll never win, right? So, yeah, it's a fool's game because you can lose it. Everybody can, but if you don't play it, you never win the game of life, right? You gotta play the game of love, And there's also another song that the other band I play with is the gentleman called Matty Leon. They have a record label that me, him, and his brother are all on, and we have a collaborative single that's coming out at some point this year. And all of my stuff the portal is nelsonsobralmusic.com. From there you can find anything you need, Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, all that.
Agora visitamos a outra grande paixão de Nelson Sobral, as artes marciais. O nome da sua academia, a Rain Martial Arts, origina do seu primeiro filho, Rain, e demonstra mais uma vez que a família é sem dúvida a maior inspiração deste artista luso-canadiano. É aqui que Nelson treina ambos Jiu Jitsu e Thai Boxing.
For me, they're the 2 sides of the coin. Music and martial arts, they've run parallel in my life, my whole life, And I can't have one without the other. It doesn't work for me. They're the 2 masters that I serve, They're the 2 demons I feed, Whatever way you want to look at it. But it's I need to do one and I need to do the other. I need to do both. If I just do one too much, I don't have the balance. In my heart, I don't feel it, right? And they both, to me, are active meditation. You're never more in the moment than when you're playing a song in front of somebody. You can't start thinking about, oh, did I do that? What's the next word? You can't. You just have to be in it and do it, right? Same thing with when you're I predominantly do is Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and Thai boxing. When you're in those things and you're rolling or sparring with somebody, you can't start thinking about the next combo. You just kind of flows, right? You got to counter, you got to hit, all these things. So they're very similar to me, Obviously that's more physical. You have to be in the moment. You can't be anywhere else, right? I like I like that challenge because it's a very distracting world, right?
Nelson explica a maior lição que ambos o jiu-jitsu e a música ensinam: como encontrarmos conforto nas situações mais desconfortáveis, tornando-nos mais fortes e conhecedores dos nossos limites e capacidades.
I think that's the biggest takeaway, like, you know, whether you become a world champion or whatever, the biggest takeaway is being in the moment and realizing it's not so bad. You know, there's some big guy crushing you and trying to make you twist your arm or something, and you're like, I'm okay. Everything's okay. It's like that, was that meme of the dog that's in the room on fire? And he's just sipping a coffee and he's saying, this is fine. That's kind of what it is, right? That's what life is, right? Like, when you're playing a show, there's so much stuff going on. There's this, the sound, the lights, this person looking, what, is this guy playing the right note, you know? But if you start focusing on that stuff, you're gone. You have to go in and focus in the moment and be in the moment completely, and everything is fine. Same thing with that stuff, right? If you freak out, you're caught, right? Right? So it's like, it's a nice way to lead through life, right? Like, in all aspects. But those are my two vices, and out of all the vices I've ever had in my life, those are the two that have been the most rewarding and the most in every way.
Nelson confessa o forte orgulho que sente nas suas raízes portuguesas.
Growing up in little Portugal and doing things is and trying to get out there bigger and better and seeing other people from the neighborhood doing things, it warms the heart, you know, because it's like family, right? And every time you meet other Portuguese people, it always kind of feels like family.
Nelson Sobral vai certamente continuar a brilhar em cada palco que pisa, tocando a sua audiência com a sua voz e talento, assim como a ensinar a próxima geração de praticantes de artes marciais, encontrando a energia e motivação necessárias para todos estes projetos na sua lindíssima família.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.